So let's move on to the next segment or the third segment. Here I would like to ask you, Savita Tai, how has been, what was your journey before you came to Gnan Pravodhini? How was it like?
Well, now I'll move to the segment or my story, I would say, journey, I would say, because it is really different than Vivek. um, uh, I have completed my schooling in very small town, and that is in vernacular language, that is Marathi. And then I shifted to a very small village for my higher education, that is BSc chemistry I did. And it was a very small village of, you can say, 100 households. And there I have experienced all the rural life. So here I was there in sub-urban area or maybe the small town, and there I lived in very small village. So actually I have experienced the life of both. And of course at my house, maybe in my house, I was having hardships at the financial level, familiar level, and of course physical level also. But still, when I came back from my village where I was staying with my grandfather and grandmother, I completed BSc there successfully. And then when I came back to Pune for MSc, here I did MSc in chemistry in Pune University. So after that I got job in Modern College. I worked there for 3 years as a lecturer. And of course after that I came to Jnana Prabodhini Prashala. But when I was in school, in college, I was having, I would say that I like to do all the cultural activities. That is dance, drama, all the performance type of activities. And you have listened to him that he is more philosophical person and I am more action oriented person. So I used to do all the activities like cultural activities like dance, drama and poetry. And now also I like that. I enjoy all those things. And so when I came to Jnana Prabodhini Prashala, after that I started working as a teacher in chemistry. And of course after that I started working with Vivek as a coordinator of National Talent Search Examination wing which we were having. And then I again shifted to UPSC coaching program. But actually when I started working for National Talent Search Examination branch which we were having, there I actually learnt a lot because till then I had just worked in a college. I was teaching chemistry in school also, I was teaching chemistry. But after that, when I started working as a coordinator, I came to know that I have those administrative skills, I have those managerial skills, and then I started working on them. And of course he gave me all the freedom to work independently also in many ways. Because he was a mentor, and therefore I am saying that he gave the freedom. Otherwise people will feel that in a feminist era, how you can say that? Right. Actually when we started that NTS program, I prepared a material for the students. So there again I learned a lot, how to prepare the material, how to publish the book and all. So I would say that when I came to Jnana Pravodhini, I learned a lot beyond teaching. And there I came to know about my personality or maybe the abilities or the strengths in my personality.
Yes, so as you said, it's been a totally different journey than him, and truly remarkable in its own way. So both of you have been leading the competitive examination center for UPSC and MPSC since 2 decades, I believe. Here you have done multiple hats successfully, that of a teacher, a mentor, a guide, counselor. What led to this idea of forming a competitive examination center, and how gratifying has it been to mentor talented and meritorious students who go on to become IAS, IPS officers and serve the public?
Well, because just now I said that when I was working in the school and coordinating the activity of the students appearing for the National Talent Examination, that time we were having a small activity of MPSC, that is Maharashtra Public Service Commission. And then we were thinking that we should have our own well-planned program or the coaching center. That time we used to have simple one-day programs, 3 days coaching programs. But then we thought to have proper system of the coaching program, and then we started for UPSC. Actually, just now he mentioned that both of us have not appeared for this exam. So we don't have the experience of that type of exam, then temperament and the content. And of course the background is also having, both of us, he is engineer, I am science graduate. So we have not learned or maybe studied social sciences. So we are not having command on the subjects of social sciences. Then we thought that yes, we will hire or maybe we will take some people from outside to teach the content, but the process is more important in these examinations. So we developed the program where we could give the training for the skills. So we conduct skill training programs, we conduct all the skill training workshops, as well as we train the students for the temperament building, attitude building, then value education, and of course the counseling session where we teach them how to appear for and how to build the courage to face these type of exams. So here we have actually developed various formats of self-regulation where you can track your performance, you can see your progress, and you can develop on it. Because whenever these students they appear for this exam, they have to regularly track their performance. So we have various formats which are developed, and we conduct the sessions for them also. How to track your abilities, your skills, first at which level you are, and during this program now at the end of 1 year where you are. So that way students they learn the content, but more than that they learn the process, how to actually go about in this particular examination. Actually we have worked in Jnanaprabodhini Prashala, where we have handled all high ability students and worked in a college, and therefore we were having the confidence of undergraduate students, and therefore we can say that both come together in UPSC program, and therefore we were having that confidence. Yes, it is very challenging because these students when they appear for 3, 4, 5 times, there are always ups and downs in their life. So to teach them to manage that is really a difficult task. But through counseling sessions and one-to-one contact, we actually do that regularly. And that is the very important part we feel in this particular coaching program.
Right.
And
So,
yes, you said it is challenging, but yes, it is satisfying also. Because when the students they learn that, they get through it, and they keep the contact, when they come and say that yes, it is useful for me, we get a lot of satisfaction. Because see, whenever anything happens now, we do not just like the performance, that is we have performed and we have delivered the lecture, but what happened after that, whether it is useful for that child or not, is really important, because every child is different. So for every child, whatever you deliver is different, his or her perception is different, and therefore we feel that what is useful for everyone is different, and that gives us satisfaction.
yes, that's a great point. As you said, it's a comprehensive program and it's a holistic one, since it covers everything from value education and the process, capacity building, counseling, and also how to again get up from the setbacks. What would you say demarcates the officers that pass out from Jnanaprabodhini Competitive Examination Center from others?
I would say that we have the program which is having the theme know yourself, know your system, and know your society. So we have developed a program based on this theme. Whenever a student enters into our coaching program, we help them to know themselves. So we have various activities, various workshops, and of course counseling session. and upasana, where we used to talk to them regularly. So through those activities, and of course I said just now various formats, which will definitely cater to their cognitive skills also, as well as various other activities which will cater to their emotional abilities. So when the students they enter, we help them to know themselves, that is know yourself. The second point is know your system, where actually our past students or senior students, those who are working all over the world I would say, and of course all over India and Maharashtra, when they come to Pune, they make it a point to visit Jnana Prabodhini, and they come to us, they come to our house, and whenever they talk to us, they always talk to students also. So the students actually can see the case studies, successful case studies, and how to work. That is one point. And another is the students they go for study tours and study visits. So there also they understand how the system is working. So know your system. And the third and very important, where that affiliation comes into picture, that is know your society. So actually the students they go for various rural visits. We have one-day programs where the students they visit various institutions also. So they come to know for which society we are going to work. So the empathy building is really important in these officers, I would say, because the officers, those who are working in the system, they have to take the important decisions for the people. So the problem solving and decision making will have always value based, as well as there will be a I would say shade or the flavor of empathy in that process. So that demarcates the officer of Jnana Prabodhini than others, I would say.
Okay, so empathy is an important
Yes.
quality or factor.
I'll add a point here that in fact government under our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji have started a mission Karma Yogi program, and they want to convert these officers into Karma Yogis. And the outline that is given in Karma Yogi mission is exactly on the lines of what Savita was talking, what inputs we are trying to give. Of course, we can't give those inputs to officers, which government can, but we are trying to give it to the would-be officers in their stay here as students. Second point is actually these students come with good values from their family, and here they get a belief that there are many students like them who can afford to be ethical, moral in the system. The system is extremely complex. It is a huge system, and it is very difficult to survive in the system. So because of Prabodhini, they don't feel that they will be a loner in the system and they will be against the system. So that support they get from Prabodhini and the network, it demarcates them, and they get the courage to stand maybe a bit isolated but still adhere to their values. So that is another point of demarcation.
Right. And we have already touched upon networking. However, what I would like to ask you is, you came up with the idea of creating a network amongst passing officers, and right now that network is 1,000 of plus officers strong, and I mean people who are working in different regions, different departments. So that is not an easy task. And how did you do it successfully? If you can tell us something about the process.
Actually, the idea of the network was that if you see in the system, there are many successful case studies, but they are isolated, and we can say that there are islands of good officers or good success stories. So we have seen that there are various patterns which are named after some officers. But if we can have the multiplication or addition of the abilities and the skills and values of these officers, then what will happen? There will be a more impact. So we thought that when any officer working in the system and tries to work, or maybe sometimes just now he said like tries to go against the system, keeping all those values intact, that time what happens, he feels lonely. in the system, and therefore that person or that officer should have some moral backup, moral support, as well as the experienced and expert guidance is also important in the system. See, the system is mainly based on all the checks and balances. But if those officers have any trust about his or her senior, then he'll be able to work very well with courage, just now you mentioned. In network idea, we were having idea that the seniors will help juniors, and there will be definitely guidance from the senior officers to the junior officers. That vertical interaction will help in that. We have a officer network where we used to keep the record of them, their database regularly. It's really difficult task because every 2 years, 1 year, after 1 year sometimes they get transferred from one place to other. But still we keep the record, try to keep their personal information also with us, and we try to keep the contact with them on the phone, WhatsApp, Facebook, something like that. We try to visit them and we go to their places, we go to their state where they are working. We actually conduct or arrange some get-togethers of the officers where they come together and talk to each other. So this is the rare network of the officers where actually you can see the vertical interaction of the senior to junior and of all the different services. So it is across services and across all the hierarchy also. So it is a unique and rare network, we can say. There is no other network of this type. And therefore here you can say that even 20 years senior person, latest appointed or recruited person or the officer can contact his or her senior of 20 years experience. In this network we have mentors having the experience of more than 20 years. So now there are almost 20 mentors of all the different services. So they help these officers in their work, they guide these officers in their work. So actually at the time of the COVID, we were having online sessions, online meetings where they helped each other as well as they guided, they shared their experiences to each other. So just now I said to keep the morale high and get the good guidance, this network is really helping a lot.
So having, as you said, there's no such network of this kind, and wherein a junior officer can contact 20 years senior person, so that's really remarkable. How many officers have you taught and mentored so far, and how many of them are doing good work at the grassroots level?
Actually, we can say that now we have completed 26 years. So till now, maybe 10,000 plus students they have taken coaching in our center. We can say 15% success ratio we have. Till now, 1600 plus officers from our center successfully they have got success through MPSC as well as UPSC examination, and are working, just now I said, all over country and in 10 different countries around the globe. So these officers, they are working very well, and we cannot say that 1 or 2 officers are working well, but there are very good officers, they are contributing a lot, because many officers on the executive post, they contribute directly, but sometimes some officers, those who are in the taxation or railways, so they are contributing indirectly to the nation building. True.
A small addition actually, many of our income tax officers, they are working in their villages, and it has been appreciated all over the world. In fact, just last week only there was a presentation in United Nations by one of the officers about his work on watershed development in his village in Jalgaon district, and he is an income tax additional commissioner now. And this has spread now, and almost 20 plus income tax officers and maybe GST officers, they are working in their villages for the development of the village in their spare time on weekends. So that's how those who don't have a direct connect with the grassroots, they are trying to work in the grassroots of their villages by building various schemes and bringing people together and working for the development there.
And many are getting recognized by at the national and international level through the awards. And the media is also taking the cognizance of that.
Yes. So there are officers who are working at the forefront, and also lots of others who are working in the background and doing good work. Now coming to you both, according to me and I'm sure many others, you are a power couple or couple goals as we can call it in today's lingo. You fell in love while working together and have worked relentlessly and successfully in the competitive examination center. Can we call this distributed leadership, and how do you handle conflicts, if any, arise while leading the center?
Actually, our roles are defined, and I am naturally taskmaster, and I look after all the administrative work. I work as the head of the department, and he works as a mentor. So what happens, regular day-to-day activities, then all the department administration, then human resource, counseling, teachers, regular training, students contact, that is looked after by me. But mainly all the network, officers contact and that type of guidance, and a guidance to all the senior students is looked after by him. Of course, he is a mentor, and therefore he helps in all the policy making of the department also, and every decision is taken by discussion, of course, any small decision also. And I would say that because we together are working, the decision is very fast, and whenever we think that this is very important, we have to change the course of the action, we really do it very fast, take the decision and work on it, and therefore it becomes very easy, I feel. If he wants to add anything.
Yeah, and we have complementary qualities, and the gender angle also helps a lot because we get both students, boys and girls, and they can confide in any one of us as per their preference. So that also adds to the distributed leadership, as you said, or the pair leadership. And two things I think we have quite a lot of mutual trust, and in addition to that, especially I would like to mention mutual respect, and that helps in conflict resolution. There are conflicts, but they could be resolved very easily because of these two things.
Mutual trust and mutual respect. Yes. Oh, at one point in time, the competitive examination center was doing a business of 2 crores for MPSC candidates. It could have been a scalable and profitable model. Why did you decide to halt it? Due to lack of manpower, or there were some other reasons?
Actually, for a decade we can say we were having that type, but in 1 year it was extraordinary year, that is 2011, still I remember, when Nana Prabodhini's new building construction was going on. So there was a need of fundraising, and that year we decided to actually test our credibility. So if we decide to have more batches, can we do it or not? So that year we were having 16 different batches and 1600 plus students in a year. But we found that it is not the direct proportion that if there are more students admitted, we get more number of officers. It's not like that. So what happened, many students, they came and they took coaching over here, they studied here, but we did not come in contact with them.
Okay.
So we feel that whenever any student enters into our center, we should have contact, personal touch and contact, we believe in. Because for this examination, these are really important things. So that year what happened, almost 1,000 students, we could not talk to them. And I regularly conduct the counseling sessions. So that year I found that I could not talk to everybody. And that doesn't give us satisfaction of the work, because whoever comes here, whenever he meets us anywhere, we feel that I should be able to recognize him or her. And that didn't happen that year. So we feel that no, that should not happen. We have to trim the this number. And yes, for UPSC examination or any competitive examination, if we conduct the interview and select the student, here the process which we follow, that gives us more success. So now also we have a facilitation batch where we conduct the interviews for the selection of the students, and there we get more success. And still every student I know personally, though that student doesn't get the success through this exam, still that student remains in contact with us. That is more important for us.
Right. So personal touch is really important, and quality is more important than quantity. Yeah. You complement each other beautifully. You state things as a matter of fact, and you are more friendly and are expressive. So what is each of your let's say forte or leadership style, and would you say it's the same or is it different, or it converges at some point?
Actually, in my opinion, it's not such a watered compartment, because students come with different personalities, and there is a chemistry matching with me for some students and with Savita for some students. So they have both the choices available. The way I said ki gender is one choice, and our personalities are also different. So those who need some maybe more intellectual communication, they get attached to me. Those who need a better emotional support, they get attached to Savita. So there are some students who call her and they are direct her disciples, and they come to her first. And I can name many of them. One is in Uttarakhand, he is a collector there. One is in Kashmir, he is also a collector there. One is in Kanyakumari or Tamil Nadu. So it's a chemistry matching in my opinion. So, and I go more for intellectual mentorship, and she goes more for emotional support. And actually we can do both the jobs, both of us. So whenever required, we go that way. But the initiation, in my opinion, is because of these qualities, and these requirements of the students. You can add.
Actually, just now I counseled one student. She completed her 5 attempts and could not get the success. And she has done her classes in Delhi, and now she has come to our study room. Just now when I was talking to her, she said that the study room is outside and study room or Jnanaprabodhini, what is the difference? Somebody was asking her. So she said that here you work like a parents of us. So whenever you look at us, we feel that we have the commitment to you also, not only with us. So that family atmosphere is created by both of us. And just now he said like both are having different qualities. So we have different type of talks also with the students. I generally talk very personal level, at the personal level also, and I like that. So I feel that every child is having different needs, and both type of needs are catered because of both of us.
Yes. So it's truly like a family year. I mean, not like the corporate sector where it's said on a larger level that we are one family,
Yes.
but the true family sense is experienced by the students here. You did your PhD in critical thinking skills. So please tell us about the importance of critical thinking in every profession today and how to develop it.
See, critical thinking is not only the cognitive skill, it is beyond cognition. Normally we feel that if it is thinking, then it is only cognitive, but it is not so. So critical thinking is having cognitive skill plus some dispositions also. And dispositions are more important than the cognitive skill, I feel. Because I would mention one or two, that is open-mindedness, fair-mindedness, inquisitiveness. Uh, the very important is inquisitiveness. You have to be inquisitive, but at the same time now in this era of polarization, where the people are not ready to accept everybody's views or different views, that I feel that open-mindedness is really important disposition which we have to teach the students, or right from the school also we have to teach these type of skills, as well as inculcate these type of dispositions in the students. Critical thinking is really important in this era, because we see that in this age with the propaganda, then fake news, all these things are coming up. So we have to teach our students to be vigilant about these type of things. And when you take any decision or when you solve any problem, that time all the cognitive skills which are there in critical thinking comes in picture. But at the same time, you have to be just, you have to be unbiased, and these things really are important in all these processes. And therefore I feel that critical thinking is really important in all the sectors. I have I have developed the program for UPSC students because it is important for their examination. But when they are working on the field, there also, whenever they take any decision, that time they have to keep all these things in their mind, and they have to use these dispositions in their problem solving and decision making. At the same time, we have conducted the program for the youth here in Jnana Prabodhini. We have conducted a program for school counselors, because by doing the counseling, they should not be biased, there should not be presumptions in their mind, and a questioning skill and observation skill, which are very important in this particular critical thinking, we teach them. For the medical field, then nurses, these as well as the grassroots politicians also, for them I have conducted the sessions of critical thinking. So I feel that critical thinking is important in every sector, for all the people, not only every sector, for every human being it is necessary in our life.
Yes. So you have trained people on critical thinking in different areas.
Yes.
People from different areas, government sector, students, UPSC. And as you rightly said, open-mindedness is really important in today's age of social media, and how to stay away from propaganda. So, we can say critical thinking is really critical for everybody.